Dragon Riders, Kaze no Kaeru, by Night Dragon 0. Sorge's perspective. Boy, what a mess, Scantrix muttered. Yeah, I agreed. All sorts of trash and remains had been left in the picnic spot. Luckily, it was there and not in the forest. We'd left the town and had been hanging around the forest area for a while. I hadn't had this much time to relax for quite a while. Might as well see if they left anything good, he said. Yeah, As I turned my head, a piece of paper blew into my face. I carefully reached up with a claw and pushed it off, pressing it down onto a wooden table. I muttered. The Pokemon League. You've been there before? Scantrix carefully asked, probably from the way I was staring at the words. No, but a friend of mine was in the one that finished a while back. I would have been there too if I hadn't spent my time searching around for Night Slice. I took another look at the poster. But this one is a specially organized competition in honor of the president's 60th birthday. I was wondering why there was another one so quickly, Scantrix muttered. Yeah, if Jade, Night Slice, or Firestorm read these words, Indigo Pokemon League, they'd immediately just come to the conclusion that it was a big one. Pity they could never read the smaller words at the bottom of the poster. I stopped and bit my lip. I'd been babbling about the past again, as hard as I tried to push it out of my head. Scantrix apparently saw the look in my eyes. Anyway, didn't they tell you about the incident a while before the league? No, what incident? I asked. It was before you ever became a Scyther, according to the dates you stated. A Team Rocket base was mysteriously blown open from within. They say an artificially created experimental Pokemon escaped then, but as to what it was, there were only rumors. What rumors? They say it was a Mewtwo or something like that, but... Mewtwo? I snapped, startling him. What? Sorry, I said softly. It's just that I knew I fought that Mewtwo thing just before you found me. It utterly trashed me. But if you say this Mewtwo escaped before Team Rocket captured me, you hinting there could be another one? I finished. If one was created, why not others? That thing was powerful, mind you. If we had to fight that, it could mean trouble. But it's strange. I feel as if I've seen the thing before, but I was human then. Was I with Ash? I shook my head. No, must have been a dream of some sort. Anyway, we should bring it up to Alagard back at the base, Scantrix suggested. Well, there goes our vacation. Yeah, but duty calls, I nodded. Let's go. Night Slice's perspective. Another creepy dark cave, I sighed. Hazuki and I pulled out our flashlights and shone them around to light up the dark cavern. It was featureless for the most part, and we carried out in silence for a while. Strange, Kyle muttered. Not a single living thing around. It was true. Not even a Zubat or any water Pokemon were to be seen. It was as if they had deliberately avoided this place. Do you sense it? Riptide suddenly asked, pointing to the side. Yes, I nodded. We're getting closer to whatever we're supposed to find. Kyle, would you stop by the shore there? The Lapras complied, allowing our party to dismount. We spread out and begun digging at the rocks and dirt around the small patch of land. Over here! Riptide called. The Golduck sprayed his water gun, clearing away some rocks and dirt on a wall. Although he cleared only a small patch, a different layer of rock could be seen beneath it. Allow me. Ashura walked up and used his vines to smash the rocky wall apart. Kyle and Riptide sprayed more water to clear away the debris. After 5 minutes, everyone gasped at what we saw, a huge stone door embedded in the wall. It was decorated by all sorts of indecipherable characters and carvings. This must be the hidden temple Jaisen told us about, I said out loud. Guess we're supposed to go in? Hazuki asked. She walked up to the door and took hold of the stone ring used as a handle. She tugged with all her might, but couldn't get it open. One thing about doors, kid, you don't pull, you push, Luminar growled. The Jolteon backed up and rammed at the door, which didn't budge one bit. Ashura lashed out with his vines, but to no avail as well. Same thing happened when Kyle and Riptide tried their water guns. Finally, I shifted into my Scyther body and stepped up. Roaring, I fired a hyper beam into it, shattering it to pieces. Gee, either everyone is totally out of shape or the door only wanted to be opened by me, I muttered. Let's just be careful, Hazuki said, recalling Kyle into a Pokeball and jogging into the doorway. Hazuki, wait! I began. Then I heard a click as she stepped on a hidden switch on the floor. Watch out! In a flash, I charged and tackled her, throwing her out of the way just as a set of spikes shot up from the floor. The other 3 Pokemon came running in just as a new door came sliding down from the ceiling, sealing off the entrance. What? Luminar gasped as the floor shifted again. The floor then gave way, sending the three of us plummeting into one pit, Hazuki and me into another. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough room to use my wings properly. That, added onto our extra loud screams due to the echo, made another entry to our unpleasant events list. It was only a few seconds drop, but I saw the water beneath us moments before we hit it. I spluttered, plunging into the icy cold waters. I was glad that the backpack still strapped between my wings didn't have any heavy things. I kicked myself towards the surface, where Hazuki had already gotten Kyle and climbed onto his back. "So let's just be careful, huh?" I snarled, dripping wet. "Gomenasai, Yukiru-san," she laughed nervously. "But did you see the others?" "They fell down another hole. I have faith in the Three Stooges to handle themselves, as long as they didn't get thrown into a pit full of spikes." "Yokuriko-san, do you have to say such nasty things?" "Another issue. Will you please stop calling me that? You'll have to do that once I get back to being a scyther permanently." "I will eventually, Yokiruka-san." You're impossible," I breathed. We'd been thrown into the middle of an underground lake, and there was only one cave leading out, which Kyle logically followed. The flashlight didn't illuminate much, but it was enough for us to see. In particular, it helped my nighttime vision to spot an alcove in the side of the wall. It led to a short path on dry land. Hazuki and I got off and walked up to it to find an odd statue placed there. "Odd," I muttered. "What's it doing here?" Hazuki wondered. I examined it more closely. It was definitely a dragon, seeming similar to the Chinese ones. Its long serpent-like body was curled. Its forelimbs were tense, wings outstretched, jaws wide open with eyes looking into a fierce stare towards me. I spotted a glint in its forehead. A purple jewel was embedded there. I reached out and touched it with the tip of my sword-like claw. Suddenly, I felt a surge of pain rushing through me. I didn't even have time to blink before my vision faded to black. "You all right?" I heard Hazuki's voice as my thoughts cleared. "Yes, I'm fine." It was my voice. Only thing was, I hadn't spoken. As my vision cleared again, I was staring at myself, literally. I could see Hazuki behind me and the path leading back towards the lake. "What's going on?" I thought, still slightly dazed. "It's just a statue, it seems," my voice said. "Just a statue?" I blurted out, or tried at least. However, my mouth refused to move. My entire body refused to move for that matter. "Hey, what is this?" I couldn't even feel myself breathe. My mind raced as I tried every muscle in my body. Nothing. I felt like... Wait, stone? Oh no. The realization hit me. Someone or something had stolen my body and stuck me in the dragon statue. "We should get going," the imposter with Hazuki said. "Yeah," she agreed and began walking off. "Hazuki!" I cried desperately. "Hazuki, that's not me! I'm here!" Of course, she couldn't hear me. My imposter made sure she was out of sight, then gave me a wink before following the unsuspecting girl. I roared, struggling in panic. Statues, however, can't move or make any noise, and it so happened I was one now. Hazuki's perspective. "Maybe let's try left," Night Slice suggested. "Alright, you're the boss," Kyle nodded. After leaving the dragon statue behind, we come across several junctions along the waterway, and Night Slice had been randomly pointing us round, but it wasn't like any of us had a better idea of this maze. But I still had a rather odd feeling about the statue, like something wasn't right about it. That statue was... there was something strange about it, Yukiruka-san? I voiced my thoughts. "I don't think so." The Scyther immediately shook his head. "Forget about it either way. We've got things to do. Finding the way out of here for one thing." "I thought you were searching for your forbidden technique?" I asked. I meant finding a way out of this river," he explained. "Then Riptide and the others?" Kyle queried. Don't worry, we'll find them too," Night Slice assured, winking. "Trust me, I got this all worked out." By chance, we arrived at a narrow stairway leading upwards. Night Slice leapt up to take a look first. "Looks all right," he reported, having walked to the top of the stairs. "Okay." However, the moment I put my foot on the first rocky step, I heard a click. My brain barely had time to register before water shot out from the spot beneath my feet, throwing me back into the river. I struggled as a sudden underwater force pulled me under. I managed to pull myself up to see myself spinning round in a whirlpool that had apparently appeared out of nowhere. "Kyle, help!" I yelled, struggling to keep my head above water. I heard Kyle's cries of panic as he too was caught up in its pull. "Jeez, I could have done better if I were you," I thought as I was dragged under again, and finally I lost consciousness. Night Slice's perspective. After silently roaring in fury for several minutes, I managed to calm myself as much as I could. My thoughts raced as I thought of Hazuki being with that imposter. There was no telling what it would do with her, or more importantly, with my body for that matter. As I searched my mind for a plan, I was astonished to discover a new set of memories, as if I were a computer and a new software program had been installed on my memory. What came into my vision was something like a map. It's hard to explain, but it was as if I suddenly knew every nook and cranny of this old place. I felt the presence of intruders too, or in other words, my companions. I focused on the nearer group of Luminar, Riptide, and Ashra and saw them in my mind, walking along a straight corridor. I'm not good at using my mind for something like this, and it wasn't easy, like trying to do a wrist lock to somebody without using your hands. Well, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. Luminar! Riptide! Ashra! I tried calling. Riptide hesitated for a moment. Did you hear that? The Golduck asked. Hear what? Luminar remarked. Anything around here and my ears would have picked it up. Yeah, never mind, Riptide nodded. Let's concentrate on finding the others. The group continued walking as if they hadn't heard me. Riptide! Riptide! Damn it! I cursed, frustrated. What the fuck am I supposed to do if even a psychic duck can't hear me? That was when I saw the floor in front of them shift. With a loud bang, a section of the ceiling slammed down in front of them, forming a barrier. Almost immediately, the same thing happened with the section from behind them, trapping them. What? Ashra yelled. The two top walls began closing in on the trap party. It's another trap, Luminar realized. Well, don't just stand there as if you don't want to be a pancake, Riptide said, firing his water gun at one of the walls. Luminar did the same with his thunderbolt. Ashra charged up a solar beam and shot it at the wall, unfortunately with little effect. Guys! I cried desperately, realizing I couldn't help them in any way. Get close to me, you two, Riptide ordered. I'll teleport us past the trap. You sure you can manage that, pal? Luminar asked. However, there was no time for protest. The trio huddled together and Riptide closed his eyes. Their bodies glowed with a bluish light and vanished, materializing just after the trap. The Pokemon collapsed in a pile as the walls slammed together, stirring up dust everywhere. Jeez, first that pile of spikes, then moving platforms and falling rocks. Now this! Ashra gasped, panting. If that wasn't bad enough, we got them one after the other, Luminar sighed. We'll be lucky to get out of this alive. I don't know, guys, but I sense odd feelings in here, Riptide said. Despair, frustration, anger, and now confusion. But from whom? Luminar asked. No one in particular. It's like this place is alive somehow. The rest of us aren't psychic here, Ashra reminded him, but we should get moving before anything else happens. The others simultaneously nodded in agreement. They hastily departed, leaving me in confusion and reflecting about Riptide's words. Place is alive? Of course, I realized. I suppose there was a sense of satisfaction in it. That was when the corridor my friends were in mysteriously brightened, allowing them to see a large boulder positioned in the ceiling, ready to drop down on any intruders. Although they were startled, Riptide took a pebble and threw it under the boulder. As expected, it came crashing down right on the spot they would have walked under. Let's squeeze around it, shall we? Ashra suggested nervously. I was sure of it now. Whatever entity had stolen my body also controlled all the traps around here, this statue. It was currently tied to my thoughts and emotions. Positive ones revealed traps and negative ones triggered them. So basically, using my mind to direct my friends around. How hard can that be? I was soon to find out.